This presentation of the Hometown Double Play is presented by theprinters.com, a collection of graphics, design, printing, mailing, and fulfillment companies with headquarters in State College and manufacturing facilities throughout Pennsylvania. Communications and business solutions. Theprinters.com. T&B Medical State College, offering endless possibilities when it comes to medical supplies. 888-950-0900. Additional support comes from the members of WPSU.
In baseball terms, they call them the tools. Hit with power, run, throw, field. That's the baseball player's resume. Added to that resume, your batting average, your ERA. The draft, that's your job fair. College graduates are fanning out all across the country trying to impress employers. And for baseball players, once they're drafted, there is a thrill, there's a rush. There's no question about that. You find out that you're a Pittsburgh Pirate, a Yankee, or an Arizona Diamondback. But then the realization sets in. You're not going to go to Phoenix, Pittsburgh, or New York right away. You're going to end up someplace like Hickory, North Carolina, Butte, Montana, or if you're really lucky, you'll end up here in State College, Pennsylvania. And when you get there, you'll have a supervisor, your manager, that you've never met before, but you do rally around your teammates because you're all in this together. The Pittsburgh Pirates have what many consider to be one of the top drafts in Major League Baseball. Vanderbilt third baseman Pedro Alvarez is considered by many to be the top player in the draft. The key now, trying to sign these players. Fresno State pitchers Tanner Shepard and Justin Wilson helped lead their team to the College World Series in Omaha, and they cannot sign with the Pirates until the Bulldogs are eliminated. What is the draft day experience like for a player?
I was actually sitting in the computer room with my dad and neighbor across the street, and we were sitting there talking, and you know, my dad said something to me. I turned around and said something back, and my neighbor just got ecstatic, like, dude, you just got drafted. I just looked and just shocked. I mean, I didn't know what to say or do, and it was a great feeling. It was about 5 minutes after they picked me. Mike Leisinger, the scout that took me in, he called me. He was like, well, congratulations, you've been taken by us. I was like, oh man, it's a great feeling, and I was still pretty much speechless at the time. I really didn't know what to say.
Mine was actually pretty stress-free. I was lucky, I guess, to where we just finished our regional and I was heading home, so I was just packing my stuff up, trying to get out of Arizona, and just kind of waiting around, watching the computer as I was packing. They called me before they drafted me and asked if I wanted to play the Pittsburgh Pirates. I said absolutely, and then they ended up drafting me in the 5th round.
In the blink of an eye, the player goes from college to the draft to the pros.
It was pretty quick. It was within a few days. You know, I went home to Boston for a couple days, and then I think either the following weekend or maybe the early next week, they sent me down to Florida for a little mini camp. I was off to Williamsport probably 4 or 5 days after that.
Not all of the players are acquired by the draft. Some are free agents. The Altoona Curve is known as everyone's hometown team. The fans enjoy the baseball, and they certainly embrace the team. For the players, Altoona is a home away from a sometimes far away home.
The language, like, try to learn English, that took me like 4 years, and be away from our families and all that stuff. That's hard for us because sometimes they can come here or either it's really expensive to bring them here or about the visa stuff, you know. But like, I think the most hard thing for us is to learn English, because when I came here in 2001, I didn't know nothing about English.
You know, that's very tough. In my first year, that was in 2001, I come to the United States and try to learn the language. That's the first thing you're trying to learn. It is very difficult because sometimes during the game, when you jump in between these two lines, you need to, you know, help yourself, trying to talk to my pitchers and my teammates, and I remember I had a hard time my first year.
The biggest thing was just getting myself up to speed, getting everything as fast as I could, picking everything up as fast as I could, and plus everybody wants to talk to you because you got a different accent.
While most of the time is spent on baseball, there is still downtime to kill in the home away from home.
Be social is not a problem because you're trying to be friendly every time with whoever. People here, for example, here in Altoona, they're very social. They just treat you good, respect you a lot. And, you know, I respect all their fans too. We got very nice people in this town.
I just like to sit in my apartment, watch TV, and call home, you know? Call with my family, my girlfriend. And I like Altoona. I just don't like the cold weather, because I'm not used to it.
How can a manager help in this transition?
Probably for the first time in their career and don't have good communication lines back and forth between home and themselves. Yeah, it's hard, and you kind of take on not a parenting role, but you know, maybe the role of a big brother. You know, a lot of guys have wives with small kids that are halfway across the country now, and that presents a lot of problems of itself. But my biggest thing is you're a person first, you're a baseball player second. So you know, for me to try to know as much as I can about the players and their families and their backgrounds, I think that really helps out, and it helps them on the field as well.
No matter what, the focus is on baseball.
It does kind of get to your head. You start to think about a lot of things, but the main thing is making it to the major leagues. That's the biggest thing. That's your goal. That's your baseline. So whatever you got to do on a daily basis to get yourself better, that's just what you got to do. It's tough, like not seeing your family and all that sort of stuff, but you're here for a reason. You made the decision to come out here, and that's the way you got to look at it.
We've seen how the Altoona Curve players handle living away from home on a daily basis. Coming up in future chapters of Hometown Double Play, we'll take a rather interesting look at the variety of living conditions the State College Spikes players have this season. As we turn the page on Hometown Double Play, we will look at the ballpark experience through the priceless eyes of the kids. There are many great experiences here at the ballpark for the fans. Let's face it, you can go and grab a beverage, have a hot dog, heckle the umpire, cheer on the team. And then there's the distinctive sound of children when they cheer on the team. You can hear it all through the ballpark. And when Kids Day takes place here in Altoona, it's an eye-opening experience for everyone.
Your memories of your childhood, for a lot of these kids that are growing up here, a lot of the memories are going to be about coming to Curve games in the summertime.
All of the promotions that we do for kids here at the ballpark, you know, are centered on the here and now.
Kids Day, all the kids from the local schools come and watch a game. We are here with Du Bois Area Catholic School in Du Bois, Pennsylvania.
I'm here with Keith Junior High. I'm the school nurse. The kids actually have to sell magazines. It's a fundraiser. If they sell 2 or more magazines, they get to come to the game.
We're from Huntington, Pennsylvania, and this is the day that we come over to celebrate the kids reading 19 books by the end of March. And reading itself is the reward, but it's fun to celebrate at the Curve. It's been a great day. It looks like it was going to rain. It's sunny. The kids are downstairs. They're experiencing all the games. Some of them are watching the game. It's been fun.
There is nothing like the baseball experience through the eyes of the younger generation. We took a trip with the Huntington Middle School. With cameras in hand, we can see everything from their perspective. Everything starts with the bus trip right from Huntington County to Blair County. And exiting the bus, they're able to make their way into the ballpark and experience the green grass and atmosphere as they find their seats.
German. Yeah.
Right there, EBT.
How you like the game so far? Having fun?
They're losing.
Are you having fun though?
Yes, I am. You liking the Curve game? Yes, it's very fun. And we're getting a president. There you go.
Hi, my name's James Boone with Altoona Curve, and I'm going to teach my friend Dominic here how to bunt. All right, now what you do, Dominic, just stand right there. All right, what you do, if you normally stand here on the plate, you want to scoot up a little bit. Scoot up in the box, okay? All right, you're going to spread your feet out nice and wide, okay? Now, if you're sacrifice bunting, all right, which is what we'll do right here, all right, you want to show it early to the pitcher to make sure you're getting a good position, okay? So spread your feet out a little bit. All right, now face the pitcher. What you're going to do, you're going to take the bat, and throw it down like this. You don't want to loop it like this to get it here. You want to throw it out like this towards the pitcher, okay? You want to bend your knees a lot, okay? What you want to do with your hands, you want to put your hands behind the bat. Because if you put your hands here, the ball could hit it, break your fingers, okay? So you want to put your hand behind the bat right there, okay? Just like that. All right? And you want to hold your hand right here real loose on the bat, okay? And you're going to keep the bat head up, kind of like this. You don't want it like this, because if you do this, a lot of times what will happen, the balls pop up, okay? So you want to do it, you want to keep the bat head up so the ball go down, okay? And also what you want to do, you want to get closer to the plate so you'll be able to bunt everything, okay? Because it's hard to bunt everything when you're back here, okay? So you can get real close to the plate, bend your knees, bat head's up, all right? And you're going to wash the ball all the way in, just like this. Boom, bunt it, okay? Think you can do it? Let's try it. All right, all right. Now spread out a little bit. All right, now look at the pitcher. All right, now throw the bat out a little bit, just like that. Put your hand up. Now make sure that fingers are behind the bat, right there. All right, now a little bit lower, a little bit more. All right, now keep the bat head up a little bit, just like that. You got it? Now you gotta wash the ball all the way in. Nice, there we go. Good job, buddy. Nice job.
You go to the ballpark and you want to stay actively engaged in the game all night. So what do? You buy a scorecard. But the problem is, how do you keep score? Everyone has their own methods of scoring. In fact, the official scorer at Blair County Ballpark is Ted Beam. Okay, before we figure out how to keep score, we need to know the positions on the field. The pitcher is 1, catcher is 2, first baseman 3, second baseman is 4, shortstop 5, nope, that one is 6 because the third baseman is 5. Left fielder is 7, center fielder is 8, and the right fielder is 9. Now let's pick up the rest of the book from one of the best, Teddy Beam.
The first thing we have to do is maintain an accurate record, and that includes time of the first pitch. 7:06 first pitch. First out of the inning. Out was 5-3, and 2 pitches have been thrown. Strikeout, swinging. Second out of the inning. 6-3, shortstop to first, end of inning, third out. 12 pitches in that inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, none left. Tough play. Base hit, infield single, third base. Slide out to the right fielder, first out of the inning. Strikeout looking, second out of the inning. Slide out to right field, third out of the inning. 3 unassisted, first out of the inning. Nice pickup by the first baseman. 5-3. There's a base hit to center field. 1B, and that would this would indicate that it was in the air to center field. Base on balls. Garden higher goes to second as a result. Twos it back. Goodbye. 3-run homer to left field. Home run to left field. 8 hit it. 8. 3 RBIs for Tollison. Okay, where it went. Single on the ground up the middle, so use the X to indicate on the ground as opposed to the dot to indicate a fly. Hit by a pitch. First goes to second as a result of 9's at bat. At the end of the game, then, it will be a complete play-by-play. It will be distributed to the various media and managers and coaches from both teams, along with box scores.
Okay, I'm in one of my favorite areas on the planet. That would be a concession stand. If you're in the media, concession stand is always important to you. Now, Sue, you're really the one that runs all of this down here. First of all, group organizations come in here. How important has that been for Ovations that groups come in here and they do the job of selling the product?
Very important, because it cuts down on, it gives them an opportunity to earn money for the groups. They get to see all kinds of important people when they're in here. They get it's a very happy time. They have a lot of time. So it's very important. It's very important for their organizations, because they do earn a nice. They can earn a nice chunk out of the table.
Well, Betty, for your organization, for Bedford Springs, how important is the Curve to your fundraising, and how much work do you have to do?
Well, we do a lot of work. It's very important to us. It's an easy way to make money for our organization. It's the Order of the Eastern Star.
Yeah. The Order of the Eastern Star, Bedford Springs, chapter number 41.
Right.
And they're earning money tonight. Now, Sue, what do we have here? What's the fare?
All right, this is called the mini slider basket. It's three small burgers. And this is called the Curve stick. It's a pork, like a pork roast on a stick, almost like a wing with barbecue sauce. And these are our seasoned chips.
Really? That looks enticing, but if you're going to go to a ballpark, all right? If you're going to go to a ballpark, you have to serve up a hot dog. So it's my job tonight to serve you. Coming up on Hometown Double Play, every once in a while the clubhouse is graced by a Major League All-Star who leaves a Major League impact. They're called rehab assignments. Major League Baseball player gets hurt. Now the player has to work their way back to the show. How does it happen? Well, first of all, rigorous physical therapy. But then the player has to get their timing back, and you can only get your timing back if you're playing. A franchise like Altoona really benefits from that, because the Major League player comes in here, rehabs, and that player also imparts wisdom to the other players on the bench. Recently, the Curve, well, they've had two Major League players on the bench, Jack Wilson and Ryan Doman.
It's great. It's been, gosh, 8 years, so 8 or 9 years. It's been a while. So walking back out here for early batting practice today was pretty weird. The left field looks a little different from they used to have a deck up there. It looked really nice, but it's just really good to be back, and I'm excited to play.
Major League players that go to the minor leagues for a rehab assignment can really help the manager.
They don't come in playing the big leaguer role. I mean, they're in there, playing the cards, being with the guys, and you don't really notice them other than the fact that they're a big leaguer. But they come in and they're very giving of their time. They share a lot of information. They're very vocal with the other players, and they fit right in. And that's been the case here the whole time. I mean, I know a couple years ago we had Sean Casey came down. There was no difference in him, and Jack this year was great. I mean, he kind of just. He had a lot of energy. He came to the field. He worked early. Ryan Duman's the same way right now, and he's hitting 350 in the big leagues. And you come down, he's just a normal guy, and then you watch him work, and you kind of see the difference in how those guys go about it. And I think it's a positive influence on all these guys.
Middle infielders Shelby Ford and Luis Cruz benefited from Jack Wilson's presence.
He always has a great attitude, always smiling, carrying on, just joking around with us. But at the same time, if you got a question for him on how to handle things, he'll sit down with you and just explain it to you and the things you need to do to really be successful.
And he's a really good shortstop, and I had a chance to play second base when he was playing shortstop, and I enjoy it, and I like it. And, I learned a lot of stuff from him to make the stuff that he did to make it to the big leagues. We have like a similar type of defensive plan, and I think I just watch him and how he moved in the game, and I think I learned a lot watching him. And we don't really talk about something special, but that was really good for me, because I watch him, a big league guy playing shortstop. That's what I want to be,
Meanwhile, catcher Melvin Reyes was really helped by Ryan Doman, both at the plate and behind the plate.
When he's in the dugout, he just trying to correct everything. Whatever you do something wrong, he come to you and say, you know what, Melvin, you did this, you did that. Try to do this is better, because in the show we do that. First of all, it's just how to call games. He's very good to do that. I sometimes ask him why, in that situation, what kind of pitch I can call. And if I'm all right, he say, no, you're fine. If not, he just try this or try that, help you out, try to trick the hitters. The way he teach me, that's very nice. So I try to listen whatever he said. That helped me a lot. I do whatever he said because he's there and he's a very nice guy, smart guy, and trying to teach me.
Baseball has its own jargon, its own terminology. In fact, earlier in the show you heard me refer to a 5-tool player. Well, in baseball, there are literally dozens of ways of saying fastball.
Funny thing is that the fastball has probably the least amount of nicknames. Heater's obviously one.
Right here is a graph for fastball. I call it La Piedra, you know, the rock, the laser. That's what I call it.
Here, the straight one.
Dos posturas. La recta cuatro postura.
That is a fastball, but other pitches have other interesting names.
Yellowhammer, Uncle Charlie, Hambonski,
La curva, cambio, el split.
So how is this year's team doing? Well, nobody has a better pulse on that than the manager.
Yeah, the biggest thing is I think we laid the groundwork here really early. I think even though we had a really poor record, I don't think our guys ever came in the clubhouse and thought they were going to lose a game. I think they always went out and took the field and thought they were the best team out there. And, when things weren't going as well, we were losing a lot of 1- and 2-run games. And now that we've been able to add a little depth to our lineup with some of the guys that got injured here early in the season, it seems like, the attitude was already here, and now that we got the players and the depth in our lineup to score a lot more runs, I think that it just fits us perfectly. I don't think we ever gave up when we were doing poor, and we never bought into the fact we weren't a good team. We knew we were a good team. It was just maybe a couple pieces away, and that's why we're playing so good right now.
Let's update what is happening with the Pirates system. Former State College Spikes outfielder James Barksdale was activated from the disabled list by Class A Lynchburg. Albert LeBoy was reassigned to Low A Hickory. Jimmy Barthmeyer was promoted to Class AAA Indianapolis. He will be joined there by right-handed pitcher Franklin Herman, who was signed as a free agent. And catcher Ryan Domet, after putting in a successful rehab assignment in Altoona, was recalled by the Pittsburgh Pirates. Coming up on the next chapter of Hometown Double Play, opening night in State College, where we will get a chance to see the newly drafted Pirates players. Well, thanks to the draft, the State College Spikes now have their foundation of their team for the summer of 2008. We also learned about the lost art of bunting and how to keep score at a game. It's all part of the ballpark experience that we enjoy. For our entire crew, thanks so much for joining us on Hometown Double Play, and we'll see you here at the ballpark.
This presentation of the Hometown Double Play is presented by theprinters.com, a collection of graphics, design, printing, mailing, and fulfillment companies with headquarters in State College and manufacturing facilities throughout Pennsylvania. Communications and business solutions. Theprinters.com. T&B Medical State College, offering endless possibilities when it comes to medical supplies. 888-950-0900. Additional support comes from the members of WPSU.